If you are a small business owner, a founder, a coach, and you see that you should be getting on video in order to promote your business and your services, but you're scared to actually get on camera, this episode is for you. Today, I'm going to be sharing 3 tips you need to know to feel confident on camera. Let's jump right into it. Welcome to your 5-letter word. I'm your host, Christina, and in each episode, we explore how intentional communication and a strong mindset can transform your business, your relationships, and your personal growth. Whether we're covering communication strategies or sharing tips to shift your mindset, this podcast will help you learn to create more meaningful conversations in your life so that you can deepen your relationships and grow your business. So sit back, relax, and soak in the insights as we dive into today's conversation. First things first, recording videos is a skill. Yes, but it is a skill that needs to be acquired through practice and not through theory. Think of creating videos as learning to run, like running a marathon, as learning to skate, or learning to draw. If you don't draw, if you don't skate, if you don't run, can you really expect yourself to go do it and do it well? No, it's not reasonable because that's not how the skill works. The same thing happens with videos. Can you expect yourself to go on YouTube and to watch videos of someone teaching you how to run a marathon? Can you expect yourself to go on perhaps YouTube or listen to a podcast and watch and just consume theory after theory, tip after tip around how to draw? But do you think that would actually make you a better artist if you're not putting it into practice? It won't. The same thing happens with video. You are empowering yourself and you're building up your confidence by taking the time to learn the tips and to acquire the knowledge and to learn what you think you need to learn. But until you put it into practice, you will continue to feel uncomfortable on camera. Okay? So if you know that you should be recording content, I need you to go ahead and start recording content. Now, you don't need to share that content with anyone. You don't need to post it. But you do need to set up your phone, press record, and talk to the camera so that you can develop that skill, so that you can develop that confidence, so that you can get used to the ums and ahs, so that you can get used to what to do if you panic and you blank and you don't know what to say next. If you lose your train of thought, if you feel like you need to press record, stop, record, stop, record, stop. Get that out of your system. Put in the practice so that you are improving before you develop the confidence to actually post it online for the world to see. Okay? Second tip for you is when you're talking to the camera, don't talk to the camera. Okay? Here's what I mean. A lot of people give the advice of picking a person on the other end of the camera to talk to. So something like, imagine you're talking to your friend, or imagine you're talking to your ideal client. Okay? I'm going to take it one step further, because imagining that you are speaking to a potential ideal client is stress-inducing. It's nerve-wracking. It makes you more nervous because that's when your perfectionist tendencies are more likely to creep in, because you feel like you need to nail it to nail the client. And we're going to take some of that pressure off. Talk to the camera like you're talking to a friend, or better yet, talk to the camera as if you're recording a piece of advice for a client that has already hired you, paid you, and enjoys what you do. Okay? Take that pressure off. You know what you're doing. You know what your services are. You know what your business is. Go ahead. Share that with the world. Share that with the camera in a way where you are confident and comfortable doing that. So take off the pressure. Anything that you notice is making you feel more stressed, like trying to memorize a script or trying to not have a script and freestyle the entire video, setting it up, like whatever it is that is causing you to add anxiety to the process of recording the videos, take a moment to really reflect on if it's a necessity and if you actually need to have it in the video, or if you actually need it to set up for the video. Because odds are you don't. Everyone has a different way of recording. Everyone has a different style of recording that they want to create. So give yourself the freedom to experiment. Give yourself the freedom to play around. Give yourself the freedom to try things without the expectation of putting every single video you record online. Okay? Practice will go a very long way, especially in those early days, so that you can find your style. You can find your personality on camera. Okay? Many people who start to record videos feel like they are not themselves. They feel like they are acting on camera because they feel like they have to sit a certain way, they have to look a certain way, they have to talk a certain way to appeal to the audience. And then they're minding their words, they're minding their facial expressions, they're minding their body language. It's all overwhelming, and they feel like they're acting as a result. So take a moment to really reflect on what is a necessity for you and your business, and what is just a nice to have. Is it nice to have perfect lighting, or is it really a necessity at this point? Is it a nice to have to be able to go ahead and articulate yourself without a script? Or is it a nice to have that you will get to, but for now, you need that script so that you know what you're saying? If a script is too stressful, try bullet points, right? Play around with this. Really make it your own and do it in a place where you are comfortable. That's tip number 3. When working with clients, I often see that the default is to pick a place that looks professional. It's to set up the camera in a very specific way and to feel composed. And that ties into feeling like you're acting on camera. When you're feeling that initial discomfort, when you're feeling that initial resistance, it's already hard. So don't make it harder on yourself by wearing clothes that you're not used to wearing, by being in a location you're not used to being in. Take that pressure off. Start by filming in an environment where you are comfortable. Maybe that's at your desk. Maybe instead of setting up some intricate studio space for yourself to begin with, maybe you just get comfortable and practice talking to the camera with a small tripod on your desk with you in front of your computer. Maybe that means you need a blanket at the beginning. Maybe you need a mug or a cup of tea or something to physically hold on to, right? Ease your way into it, because again, it will take the practice to get to a place where you feel comfortable enough that you have found your personality on camera. Because again, speaking on camera is a skill. It's a skill that must be developed through practice and not through theory. So learning about it, tweaking things, it will only take you so far without you putting in the reps to actually do it. Okay, so to recap real quick, practice, practice, practice. Number 2, talk to the camera as if you are talking to an ideal client that you've already been working with who loves your work. And number 3, pick a place to start where you are comfortable so that you can ease your way into it. So again, that could be at your computer, that could be in your room, that could be while holding a cup of tea. Whatever works for you to start to push you out of that comfort zone. Okay? Again, make it as comfortable as you can in the beginning, because it's okay to remind yourself that this is your starting point and this is not the final destination. Where you are starting from is not where you will be a month, 2 months, a year from now. Okay? How you show up on camera in the beginning will be a little bit uncomfortable. It will be awkward to watch, and it will feel nerve-wracking for most people to post it out into the world. It could be disappointing when you don't get the engagement that you want. It could be disappointing if people leave comments that you don't like. But that is part of the process. So understanding that and giving yourself the leeway, the freedom, and the grace to be able to experiment, to be able to try new things, and to be able to make mistakes. Talking on camera, it's inevitable that you will make a mistake. You might stutter, you might mispronounce a word, you might completely blank out and sit there like this for a minute. And that's okay, because that's when you learn how to edit. That's when you learn to do another take. That's when you learn to find the middle ground for yourself between how many takes are you really willing to take and how many mistakes are you willing to put out there to just be part of your authentic presence online, to be part of your authentic business experience. Okay? Recording videos for your business seems simple on the surface, but there's a lot of internal work that needs to be done to get you to a place where you are comfortable and confident on camera. So if that is something that you need help with, I'll encourage you to go ahead and reach out to me. I'll leave my link in the description for you to check out. This is the type of stuff that I do with my clients. This is the type of stuff I love doing. So if you know that you should be putting yourself and your business out there, but you're too scared to start with these tips. And if you still need help, reach out to me for support, and I'll be happy to help you walk through the process. Okay? Before I end this episode, your 5-letter word for today is smile. Smile. Don't take yourself so seriously. Most people that get on camera at the very beginning, like I said, they feel like they're acting, but part of it is also being extremely reserved and rigid, feeling very stiff on camera, feeling like every single facial expression, every single arm movement is too much. But it's not, because it's just natural, for lack of a better word. So give yourself some grace and give yourself the permission to be yourself, because ultimately that's the feeling that you're craving. That's the goal that you have for yourself, to be able to record amazing videos that still feel like you and that feel easy to make. So give yourself that permission to be yourself, to own your mistakes, to encourage yourself to try again, even when it feels really hard, even if you get frustrated by your setup, by your lighting, by your camera angles. That will come with time, with practice, and with continuing to educate yourself on the theory and putting it into practice. Okay? So smile. You've got this. Now go ahead, hit record, and make your first video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Your 5-Letter Word. If you found this episode helpful, please share it with someone who might need to hear it. And as always, I'd love to hear about your breakthroughs. I'm here to serve your soul a cup of peace and a slice of joy. Until next time, take care.